Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so this situation between DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion has gotten worse, man. And recently, it erupted into an online social media war between the two rappers and frequent collaborators. Now, for those of you who don't know, I just did a video a couple of days ago where I talked about the situation where DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion fell out, man. Now, the fallout seemed to be one-sided because you had Megan Thee Stallion unfollowing DaBaby on social media after he dropped the video and track with Tory Lanez. Yes, Tory Lanez is in the middle of all of this, man. Now, it's been fairly quiet since then, but something happened yesterday where DaBaby allegedly retweeted a joke that somebody else put out there, and man, things got out of hand on social media after that. You had DaBaby going back and forth with Megan Thee Stallion. Two superstars in the rap game actually getting into a war on social media, man. It was wild to say the least, but it seemed like DaBaby was still trying to keep it respectful and still leave the lane open for them to have a friendship. But we don't even know if that's going to be possible from here on out. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, in this corner, we have hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, DaBaby. And in this corner, we have hailing from Houston, Texas, none other than Megan Thee Stallion. And these two rappers are coming together on social media in order to go to war over the fact that he did a track with Tory Lanez. Now, in my last video, I talked about the fact that Megan Thee Stallion had unfollowed DaBaby, right? And I put out a question, man, was this petty or not? And most people actually thought, this was, it was 50-50 almost, man. Most people thought it was petty on some ways, and some people thought that, hey, man, if you're going to be messing with the ops, you my ops. It's just the same thing as in the streets or whatnot. Even though they're in the rap game and they're two humongous stars in the rap game, it's the same rules apply, as people were saying. And I feel that. But for some reason, man, DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion seem like they're going head up more than her and Tory Lanez. I mean, I guess her and Tory Lanez have nothing to say to each other because, that's a very serious situation. I don't want to dance around that or play with that. So we ain't going to really be talking about Tory. We're going to be talking about the situation that we got at hand here with DaBaby and her going at it on social media. Now, I'm going to be referencing a story from Uproxx Music, man. And basically the headline says this. It says, a Twitter saga between Megan Thee Stallion and DaBaby has erupted over an apparently glitchy retweet. Now, they say glitchy retweet because DaBaby, in a second you're going to hear, I want to just clear this up. He said he had nothing to do with this and he didn't retweet this. Now, this is what happened. The story starts off and says, phones and social media have always been a source of contention in relationships, and DaBaby learned that the hard way tonight. After the North Carolina rapper retweeted a post that seemed to be supporting Tory Lanez and calling Megan Thee Stallion into question, I can't say that, rapper took the social media platform herself. Here's a tweet that started it all that DaBaby's account had initially retweeted. Now, you can see the tweet right here. It's some guy, and he put this out as a joke. He said, I guess DaBaby and at Tory Lanez cool now because they both shot somebody and don't have to do no jail time. Laughing emojis, sweating emojis, ooh emojis, and all that, right? And then he even had the hands up like shrug emoji, man. And, people was out there trying to make a joke out of it. I don't think that's funny or cool at all. But, man, they're saying that DaBaby's account originally retweeted that, man. Now, the story goes on to say, I guess DaBaby at Tory Lanez or whatever, but he says it's unclear why DaBaby would tweet this as it isn't necessarily flattering to him. Anyway, here's Megan's first response. Now, Megan Thee Stallion saw that retweet from DaBaby's account, and she immediately jumped on it. She said, support me in private and publicly do something different. These industry men are very strange. This situation ain't no beef. I really wish people would stop downplaying it like it's some internet stuff for likes and retweets. Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man, and I know you enjoying this video, but make sure you go and you follow me on social media platforms like Instagram, and also go to my Twitter page and make sure you hit that follow button there so you can get the latest and greatest updates of when I'm dropping my videos. And man, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button so we can spread this video around, and we trying to get 2,000 likes, so run them likes up. All right. Now, Megan Thee Stallion was real quick with that comeback, man. She wanted to make sure that she put it out there that she feels like DaBaby is essentially being fake, man. Like he's being different behind closed doors than he is out in public. And she can't get with that. So DaBaby obviously saw that and he went to social media to talk about this as well. He said this, and I'm going to have to paraphrase because he uses some language you can't use on his platform. Now, DaBaby said, "Baby got enough problems of his own, my G. I don't got no reason to inherit the next cat's problems. Hands crossed emoji. Y'all chasing a story y'all ain't gonna get. I'm out these cats' business while still successfully doing business." Basically using, I guess, is that a double entendre? It might be, man. It might be. But yo, so DaBaby is basically putting it out there that, man, I am doing business. I don't care about none of that beef. I'm not about to inherit your beef. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and say I'm not going to do business with this person because you don't like them or y'all got y'all situation to going on, because this is the music business and I'm here to do business. And I got to respect that to a point. You know what I mean? Now, it'd be shady if he said something different behind closed doors, but definitely, you know, that if that's his standpoint and he's always been on that standpoint, he has a right to do a song with whoever he wants to. Come on, let's keep it real. Now, DaBaby fired back again, and he had this to say, man, so I'm going to have to improvise again. He said, "I don't know what type of Twitter got going on," laughing emoji. "I ain't retweet nothing but ball if I want to promo. I ain't retweet that mess. Then once people start tagging me and I saw it and tried to delete it and undo the retweet, Twitter didn't let me. Type of what going on, man." And he left an example, a little video for people to see of him actually trying to do it, man. So I think he's being honest. Now, you got to give DaBaby his credit, man, because he went the extra mile to take a video, a screenshot to show you that, man, he did not retweet that mess and he can't unretweet it. So I got my mind to work and I said, okay, I see what's going on here. There's some hackers out there that are getting in the middle of this, man, and just trying to stir up the pot, man. And it's happened on Twitter before. People's Twitter have been taken over and hackers have done wild stuff with it, right? And that's what it looks like is going on here with DaBaby, man. He even went further, man. He went back and retweeted to what Megan Thee Stallion originally put out. And he said this. He said, "You done let these folks get the best of you, thug. I don't got no bad energy for you. You know, like I know I ain't no industry cat. Let them fool you into thinking that you tripping. Stand on what you stand on without feeling like I'm against you. Stay focused, my G." Black heart emoji and strong arm emoji. Basically putting it out there that, man, I ain't against you, and don't let the internet fool you to think that, man. Because people with relationships, man, it gets weird like that sometimes, man. People can let outside influences influence the internal relationship all the time, man. And DaBaby is just telling her not to let that happen and that he doesn't consider himself an industry cat at all, even though he is in the industry and is very successful in it, man. So Megan Thee Stallion came back with another response, and she said this. She said, "My stance hasn't changed at all. Yours has. We already spoke about this in private, and you specifically said that ain't even no good business move. Why would I promote that mess? But now this ain't your beef. That ain't real, but you stay on your business, my G." So basically telling DaBaby that she ain't trying to hear it, man. And that basically he said something different in private as far as the SKAT song that he did with Tory Lanez. You know what I mean? Now, DaBaby came back and said this. Final response, DaBaby said this. He said, "You ain't tweeting nothing. I ain't tell that cat directly. I told him the same thing," laughing out loud. "Whoever cleared it, cleared it. So what? Mess still ain't enough to be my business for MFs to be feeling some type of way about my pretty chocolate you know what. Getting into that don't feed my people." So basically DaBaby is saying getting in the middle of their beef or whatever's going on doesn't feed his family. And he's trying to mind his own business and not let outside influences affect their relationship. You know what I mean? But he feels like she's taking the bait and she's cutting him off for no reason. Now, to be real, DaBaby, if he was saying something in private that wasn't cool and then saying something different in public, that ain't cool, man. You know what I mean? That ain't cool. That ain't cool. But if he's definitely standing by what he said to Megan, and then they're both doing their thing in the music game, and he ends up having to do a business deal because of a contractual obligation and money involved, man, you got to understand you are in the music business, so it is what it is. Now, I know some people might be like, nah, if you're friends, you got to draw that line because they so used to, looking at more street rappers than these two. These two are at the top of the hip-hop game. So it's a little different than people who are still in the streets trying to make it in the rap game, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know what I mean? It's different. Then that's a totally different dynamic. You got ops and stuff like that. It's different, man. With them, they just got to be money-making machines and make sure they set their families up. But what do you guys think, man? Do you feel like DaBaby is two-faced for working with Tory Lanez? And do you think he sent out that original retweet? Or do you think there's some hackery involved, like somebody is out here playing games on the internet and really got these two mixing it up on social media? Now, with that, this been your boy. Hold up. What about this? Do you think that Megan Thee Stallion is being petty, or do you feel her point because of the seriousness of the situation she has with the other individual? Now, with that, this been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.